What's cracking, people? Another here, and welcome back to Jak 2. In the last one, we protected the underground from some robots. That was supposed to be a harder mission that I remember doing, but it wasn't a hard mission when I actually did it. And then we did probably the hardest mission in the game, because it's an escort mission. And oh dear God, was an escort mission. But we got our Peacemaker out the deal. The best weapon in the game. And as such, having a metal head skull for a barrel, you only get 10 shots. And as you can tell, we only got it with 5 shots in, and we're not full up. So, use sparingly. Anyway, we're going to do a mission for crew.
Hey, back to work, Toots.
She's working, Beach Ball. Quit your yapping.
Watch it, or you'll be yet another trophy hung on these walls. Jak, I want you to throw the championship race. Just let Errol win.
You bet against us?
Jak, it's just business. You've become a symbol to those townies. They'll bet everything on a glimmer of hope. What better time to make money? What do you say, my boy?
I'd say you're gonna lose a lot of money. Because I'm going to race, and I intend to win.
Oh, you little... You're becoming more trouble than you're worth. I wouldn't get too comfy if I was you. Everyone's expendable.
In a hurry to die, boy? Well, we don't have to wait for the big race. We can do this right now. One-on-one, through the city, using accelerator rings. Hit every ring from start to finish. Miss even one ring and it's over. Kira already thinks you're a loser, and I'll prove it now, once and for all.
You're on.
Nice! We're going to now have our race with Errol. We start the moment you hop on this. So yeah, this is actually one of the funner missions to do in the game, and I found that entire cutscene great, because it's pretty much Jak realizing that it's not Jak realizing, but it's crew realizing that he really can't keep everybody under his belt. Like, I think crew assumed that because Jak was working for him and doing these jobs for him, that Jak liked working for him. When the fact of the matter is, Jak never cared to work for crew to begin with. So, yeah, be careful here. So, So having Jak simply tell him, well, I guess you thought wrong, was probably the best thing for him, the best thing to happen, and the worst thing, because now Jak has made an enemy of crew. And I think crew intends to make Jak regret this decision. And if memory serves correct, that's the last crew. This is the last crew mission. After this, we don't do a mission for crew ever again. Because, Jak, in this game, they established that Jak loves to race. They make it like a retcon thing where it's like he enjoyed racing even back in Jak and Daxter. With the, the anti-grav zoomer thing. And I like that little character quirk. It's like, yeah, I like to race. It's just something I do. And I missed the ring. I'm gonna hit this ring. Luckily, you can still catch up, so... Like, if you get too far behind Errol, it's not that big a deal. Errol's AI works somewhat on rubber banding. The best thing about the Jak racing is that about Jak's racing stuff is that they don't rubber band too often. You can always catch up, and the AI is subject to the same laws of physics that you are. Okay, might hit that thing a bit too high, but that's fine. But you don't, like, for the most part, if you're good at racing, you will outrun them and you can stay in the lead. Arrow rubber bands a little bit, just for the sheer fact of trying to keep it interesting to show that you are going to have a hard time beating Arrow in the actual race. And I like that. I like that a lot. Also, for this one mission, crap, I'm probably gonna lose now because we're close to the end here. Okay. Time to show up a little something, okay? Okay, so I messed up. If you go into here, you go to restart. You can actually restart the mission. So I'm going to restart here. Didn't mean that's so anticlimactic. I always have to do this at least once. But, yeah, so you get the general gist. I'm going to do it one more time. But, yeah, you can mess up a couple of times, but when you get into, like, the city area, because you're going to race around most of, if not all of Haven City, barring the slums, and, yeah, barring the slums. bad part of town in downtown, you're going to race through pretty much the entirety of the scenic route of Haven City. Gotta deal with the people. Okay, did I hit that? Okay, so as long as you're like you mess up early like I did there, you can still catch up. But inside the city where we were, no, I was gonna lose that race. So yeah. But yeah, I do like the whole thing where it's like Jack pretty much tells crew, nah, we're good. It's like the one time when they actually make Jack legitimately edgy, and it somehow works. Because he's pretty much mouthing off to a mob boss. You know, someone who when he first met them, if he like, you know, I think he pretty much said, no, I'm not going to do this job until you deliver on what you owe. And he goes, I just have you kneecapped right now. It's like, hot dang, man. But yeah, it's like, crap. Okay, well, we can still pull this back. Okay, there's no music here, which that's unfortunate, but you know, you get my beautiful dulcet tones. But yeah, it's also one of those things that if you pay attention to Tess, I actually haven't brought up Tess very much inside this playthrough. I actually like her as a character. She's very minor, pure support character, but she's not bad.
Hold on, Dex.
It's kind of odd. Her characterization is very inconsistent. When we first meet her, she has this very much no-nonsense look on her face. You know, like she is not your stereotypical blonde. But then as she works for crew and as she gets closer and closer to Daxter, she develops into this typical blonde character, you know? She has a very light, airy tone. She's very welcoming, very kind, that kind of thing. And yet she's working for the underground, and your first impression of her was that, oh, she is going to break you in two. You know, that's the idea that comes across. And yeah, that's just one of the instances where it's like, it's like, okay, see, right here, see, this is the final stretch. Let's make this quick.
Don't get too cocky, outlaw. Next time we race for keeps, and your head will be my trophy!
Ah, blow it out your ear! You were bottle-fed, weren't you?
Patrolling Sector 9.
And there you go. That was the race with Errol. One of the funner missions in the game, and it definitely is worth it, because that does ramp up how much. Oh dear! I was not trying to steal this. I was not trying to steal this at all. Oh, man, I forgot how bad this thing handles. Nope, we can't do this. We can't do this. I just can't. It's going to, don't mind me, it's going to jet board along the river surface. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, Errol's meant to be a foil to Jack. Like his opposite, like what Jack could be if he actually let his anger get the best of him. I think that was the idea they were going for.
This is Samos. Jack, I need you to come out to the ruins in Dead Town and visit my old hut. It's now time to retrieve something I hid there long ago. Good luck, and Daxter, clean up my place while you're out there.
Funny, Samos. So yeah, we got a mission from Samos. We'll do that one after we deal with Vin. Since that was the first mission that popped up. But yeah, so we're now at the. Actually, no, we're at the halfway point with the what's the word I'm looking for here? Well, actually, since we're close to the Sloans, we'll go ahead and get this one out the way since it's right here. Wait a minute, I forgot someone's actually pretty involved. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do it. Yeah, now that we're past the halfway point of the game, things starting to change. You know, we're going to be resolving some plot lines and getting something taken care of. Like Jack's rivalry of Arrows coming to an end. Crew, we're pretty much done with Crew. After we told Crew that we are just not going to do what he wants us to do. See, this mission. I like this mission. But we told Crew that we're not going to do what he wants us to do. We're pretty much done working for him because we're about to cost him a lot of money in the race. The Titan suit. This one, this is a little bit awkward. You gotta be careful with this suit because it takes damage pretty easily, and you don't want it getting too damaged because you only get the one. You die instantly when it goes down, and it's very easy for the metalheads to latch on and do a lot of damage. So what you want to do is when they latch on, you want to because I want to grab blocks, you know. You want to jump out immediately to minimize damage. I'm gonna go over here, right? I'm gonna jump with this, and go from there. And when you deal with the long-range enemies, you want to get out immediately. There we go. So this mission is a little bit more involved than what you initially think. It's not just, hey, get in the mech and just go to town. No, you gotta be smart about how you use the mech. Because if you're not smart about it, you will die very fast. There is no boost mode, you just gotta deal with it. And I think in this mission it's actually legit fun. It's how do I put it? It's a mission where it's like Naughty Dog's really good about changing up their gameplay styles and not having it feel intrusive or obtuse. They, for the most part, work, even though the mech is pretty stiff. There we go. Also when you're getting out the mech, it has invincibility frame, so it won't take damage, which is pretty good. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I did not see that coming. But yeah, the gameplay styles, when they change them up inside the games, they aren't bad. You know, they're interesting, they're unique, and they work. You can tell they actually, when they went about making the level, they made sure that the level itself worked. Which you could probably count on your hand a number of times that developers have put in new gameplay styles that feel obtrusive to the overall experience. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get over there. Come on, and there we go. Okay. So go ahead a little bit. See if there's anything I need to kill before I get through here. Okay. Okay. No, did I just screw myself? Probably not. Okay, I should be able to roll jump over this. There we go. And back to the mech. Where is the mech? There it is. Here we go. Yeah, so the gameplay style changes they do aren't obtrusive. They're pretty well thought out. The only one I would really have trouble with is the on rails shooter sections, because I feel that I feel that the actual controls could be better. Okay, where am I going? Where am I going with this? Jump up like this, right? And then I think you have to take this and throw it like so. There we go. And here, because and admittedly the mech here is pretty clunky, but it gives you such a power thrill that I forget it, you know. Okay, and here we are at Stamos' hut. Which, remember, we couldn't get here beforehand because, well, there was just no way to do so.
I spent many a day cleaning up this place for old Greenie.
Good work, Jack. And Daxter, I suppose. Before we came through the rift long ago, I was nurturing that life seed from the great tree. It seems the metalheads are attracted to its power. Take the seed to Onin now, She will prepare it for Seamus.
You mean you?
No, the other me, Daxter. My younger self needs the seed's power to become sagely.
So, let me get this straight. It's fair to say that by bringing your younger self the life seed now, we helped you become the sage you are today. We helped you get your powers in the first place. And you never thanked us?
Thank you, Daxter. Now go do it!
I like that. I like that moment. It's just like, hey, you know, he's like, yeah, we're the reason why you're the way you are today. You never said anything. He's like, well, if I thanked you then, you would have caught the time paradox, now wouldn't it? But thank you now. Now get to work! Oh god, I love this. I love this series so much. I really do. And here's Kira's thing. Here's Kira's little workshop, and here's the Agraf Zoomer platform. It looks a little bit smaller than I remember. But I do like the attention to detail. Like you can tell, I think they ripped it. They ripped this model from Jak and Daxter, and then they just touched it up. You know, added some gripes and some grime and stuff. If you go back and play Jak and Daxter, you can I think you can explore around and actually see like all this stuff on the see like what everything used to be. Just interesting to think about. Okay, well, time we get back. Gonna put on my business suit. I'm down here. Don't mind me. There we go. Okay. Yeah, okay, we're not gonna be able to make that. So we're gonna leave this here. And we're gonna head on back into the city. No, where was it? Okay, yeah, over here. Here we go.
Decontamination complete.
Onan or Vin. We'll probably go deal with Vin first. Or at the very least we'll get to Vin and then we'll call it a part there. But yeah, so yeah, we're getting up there. Like we're finding out a lot of things about the series, you know. Now my question is, where the heck did he find a life seed? Oh well, probably a question for another time. And let's look it on through here. Excuse me. Yeah, that's right. I did it. I don't care. And yeah, let's make. Here. Here. Go around. Excuse me. Coming through. Here we go. Let's do here. And yeah, we're just gonna call it a part, and well, we're gonna call it a part when the Crimson Guards give up and trying to chase me. And when we get to Vin. So yeah, I've been Anansi. This has been Jak 2. I have committed Grand Theft Auto and hit and runs in equal measure. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.